Hi, my name's Brian. I'm asking for your vote in North Carolina's U.S. Senate race. You know, in 2026, we are going to mark our 250th birthday as a nation. This could be a great year for celebration, but in recent decades, things have gotten off track. In a poll taken this summer, 55% of adults agreed with the statement. The economic and political systems of this country are stacked against people like me. People feel that way because it's true. Our political and economic systems are stacked against the average American. The two major parties are not looking out for the average American, and they're definitely not looking out for the below average American. We can do better in the 21st century by looking out for each other. Then we will be able to unlock so much wasted potential in the United States. Next year, as we mark our 250th birthday, it could be an opportunity for us to reflect, as we've gotten older as a nation, on the things that we've done in the past and where we want to go in the future. In the past, I spent my 20s trying to make a third party work, to try and fix our political system from the outside. Well, as I grew up, I realized that didn't work. So I spent most of my 30s serving in the state legislature trying to fix our political system from the inside. Eventually, I realized that didn't work either because lobbyists have too much influence on the political process. So I spent most of my 40s designing a new political system that puts we the people back in power. Now, the nice thing about this system is it doesn't require amending the Constitution, doesn't require changing the way we vote, but it does require that we reject partisan politics and instead focus on what we want to accomplish. The red team and the blue team are never going to solve our problems. They're going to try and get us angry. They're going to try and make us afraid so that they can fundraise off of us. And we're never going to be able to hate one of the two teams into oblivion. We've got to flip the model around and use love. As Dr. King said, hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And so my campaign is centered around love. I'm asking for your vote in North Carolina's U.S. Senate race, but not for me. I am not a candidate for public office. My campaign is about changing public policy. I'm asking for your vote in North Carolina's Senate race, but also in the 1st Congressional District, and 2nd Congressional District, and 3rd Congressional District. In fact, I'm asking for people's votes across all 470 congressional races nationwide, so that together we can collectively bargain. And here's how the process works. In 2026, I will publish a draft piece of legislation, the POPULIST Act. This is for a partnership of ordinary people undermining lobbyist influence for societal transformation. The POPULIST Act will address many of the problems that the United States has failed to deal with for decades and decades. We're going to deal with the national debt. We're going to deal with our immigration system, the military-industrial complex, corporate influence, big tech companies that have far too much control over our day-to-day lives, dangerous concentrations of economic power. We've got to do something to make Congress functional again. And so I'm asking for your vote so that together we can create that change. I know this is a tough sell for many people to stop hating the red team and to stop hating the blue team. So I'm inviting you to ease into it, to join me and others around the country with a group fast on the 15th of each month, abstaining from food for a 24-hour period. The Fast for Peace offers the people of the United States a way to steer away from those stormy seas of political polarization into a calm harbor where we can have rational discussions about the types of policy that will help the United States in the 21st century. If you're a policy wonk like me, I invite you to come forward in 2026 and help refine this package of legislation, help develop the solutions that America needs. The fasting is free, fasting is simple. But the most important thing about fasting is that it takes an intention. So when we demonstrate this shared intention, we can develop the political power. We can seize the moral high ground. And the easiest way to participate in this monthly fast for peace is to have dinner on the night of the 14th. Then on the 15th, skip breakfast, skip lunch, drink as much water as you need. And then after 24 hours have passed, have dinner again on the night of the 15th. Again, fasting takes an intention. That shared self-sacrifice will give us the moral authority to put our country back on track. I'm asking for people's votes across all 470 congressional races so that we can vote together with power to decide the outcome of the midterms. This U.S. Senate race is going to be one of the most closely watched in the entire country. The red team and the blue team are going to spend $500 million trying to win this seat in the 2026 election. The special interest might spend even more than that, $1 billion to try and win this seat. You know, since the pandemic, an average of 70,000 voters could have flipped the outcome in any statewide federal race. 70,000 voters out of more than 7 million registered voters in our state. That's less than 1%. 1% has the opportunity to control the outcome of this Senate seat. Once the red team and the blue team understand that our coalition will be the deciders, it will no longer be in their best interest to stir up hate and fear. It will no longer be in their best interest to divide us. When we, the people of the United States, refuse to fight, it will be in their best interest to cooperate and collaborate with us. In fact, it will be in all of our best interests if the red team and the blue team work together to serve the American people. This is a new political paradigm, and I'm asking for your vote so that we can put forward real solutions in the 2026 election so that we can make our 250th birthday a real reason to celebrate by writing good policy for the American people ourselves, and then by bringing our votes to the table in the midterms. We can tell Congress, go big or go home. If they deliver passage of the POPULIST Act before the election, we can let them keep their jobs. If they refuse, we can kick them out of office. We can kick them out of power. Not by supporting the red team, not by supporting the blue team, but instead be willing to see every member of Congress succeed at solving the problems that our country is facing. Redefining the game so that it's incumbents versus challengers. I need your help to make this stick. So you can learn more on my website, votewithbrian.com. You can follow me on social media at Populist Guru. You can add your pledge for the next Fast for Peace so that we can spread this message of cooperation and collaboration in a way that gives people real hope. We can together put the United States back on track with peace, justice, and prosperity as our goals for the 21st century. In 2026, vote with love, vote with power, and vote with Brian.